Hello and welcome to Chesapeake Today. It's your Executive Director, David Loop.
And Candace Montgomery, Director of Life Enrichment.
Candace, we've had a fun week last week. Enjoyed doing a little travelogue. Al Kunkel kindly asked me on behalf of Chesapeake University to come and do a travelogue, and enjoyed doing it. And I think we had 50 folks there.
Excellent.
Took some pictures.
Good.
So I wanted to prove to you.
Yes.
So in case you chose to count how many I said were there.
Right.
So a fun event. My wife Vera was sorry she didn't get in. We ended up her car battery was dead.
Oh no.
And couldn't get it come on. And I didn't really just coordinate the time right to get over and pick her up. But another day. The good news is the next morning we got a new car battery and she's fine. But anyways, fun and again, a couple of residents came to me and said they had been to Barcelona or Madrid. Always fascinated with those who've done it through military travel because that's frequent. Helmut came to me and just said it was nice being back to Europe.
That's so nice.
And that was a very touching thing from her. So we had a good time. And then a shout out to Marquise, one of our cooks, who whipped up that lemon sponge cake. So we definitely had good treats. And I hope that those of you who are able to send home with that second or third piece, that it was good. I kept on saying, this would be good for breakfast tomorrow morning with coffee.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So that was one thing. Town Hall, you were there. You did a great job.
My multiple parts.
That's right. Everybody was off one day, so you did many things. Three,
Yes,
I guess.
I know. I hadn't been able to be a part of Town Hall before because I always had that NIFS conflict. So it was nice finally being a part of that.
Yeah, good. So good attendance. We did something very interesting last week, and I introduced to all of you the concept of be real. We are challenged by getting applicants in today's world. People aren't applying for jobs. It's just so unusual. And we sort of put forth the challenge to independent residents, you, your families, neighbors, who might you refer to us? So we still encourage you to come and pick up that little card we refer to, a little business card, just has referral information on it, but would be most helpful. So that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And then last week at our leadership team meeting, we tried something, and we'll probably keep evolving with this, but if you could envision, it was Candace and myself and another 20 managers in the Explorer room. And at a certain portion of the meeting, we brought in 3 of our team members, one from housekeeping, maintenance, and culinary, nutritional. And we had the 3 of them up front, and Kat Register, our Director of Human Resources, asked them questions, trying to find out how do they feel about work here? What motivates them? How do they like to be recognized? If they were management, what would they change? How do their values? Who influenced them in their life? Fascinating. These are 3 great team members. But I think our quest is to do that with not just the great ones, but to better understand that team members are trying to move from adequate performance to higher performance. And that's a challenge. So, I don't know, any takeaways you had?
They were all thought-provoking questions. I was trying to think of them myself as I was reading those questions. And I mean, I think the biggest takeaway was what they loved most about working at the Chesapeake was the very first question, and it was the residents. I mean, it is such a family atmosphere here, and residents feel that way, but team members for sure feel that way. Lots of other good takeaways. I mean, one gentleman said that he feels like this is a sanctuary, a home away from home. That really struck home for me too, because I feel that way as well. And I think there's a lot of people who feel that way, and trying to coach those new folks who are coming in, like we talked about today, some of those dining members and people who are much younger of what is your vision for the future? What are you trying to do in your career and those sorts of things? So it's all good, all very thought-provoking.
Well, and I can think of you, as a young woman, professional, but again, you're not that distance from some of them, and they too may be a mother, whether it's one or more.
Yeah.
And how to put in perspective the way you were raised and your values and what your life's like to theirs, and how do we still be there for them, realizing they're dealing probably with a lot more issues than you and I might have to worry about. So, interesting conversation. So more to come on that, but I hope it's a good example of how we're just trying to stay in touch, listen to, respond to, better motivate, better recognize our team members, because retention is equal to recruitment. So something there. So anyways, that's a little bit of business and a little bit of last week, but that's a good catch there.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go to?
Well, I can't believe that we're into September. I mean, that's bananas.
It
Doesn't
is.
feel possible.
It is. And it's one of those things that I don't know, you or maybe your husband, he may think more like me. See, I like summer, but then again, it is football.
Oh, we are not football people.
You're not?
No.
Oh, well, good for you. You're lucky because you're not a football widow then.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to, and I still will take a fall day out on a walk or
Yes.
golfing or whatever
Yes.
than sit in front of TV.
Right.
But I will admit, if it's a rainy or cold day
Yeah.
and I can watch a football game,
It just feels right.
It is. It's
Yeah.
fun.
It's hard to beat a fall day though, where it's like the air is crisp
Yeah.
and you're walking, you have light layers. That is hard to beat.
Yeah.
I'm a summer girl, but that is hard to beat a good fall day.
And the good news around this area is, truthfully, we get some nice temperatures for some time to come.
I know, but then sometimes we never know, because sometimes it'll be a small snippet and then it's just straight to winter.
Okay.
I like that. Ease
Gradual.
me into it. Winter is
Yeah.
my least favorite.
See, I though, even after being here for 5 years, I never know if someone asked me when do trees turn colors. I don't have a good answer.
Yeah.
One, there's so many pine trees around.
There are.
And then I think about, okay, when is it? And see, I'm coming from the Midwest in Ohio and Michigan and Chicago, that latitude where it pretty much was always, third week of October.
It's predictable. Yeah.
I pretty much knew when it was. Happened to be around my birthday time, and I just sort of have that fall colors, and it's my birthday.
Right. Well, speaking of pines, we have 2 big pines in our front yard, and they're already the needles are dropping, which I think is kind
Oh.
of early.
Yeah,
So it's that weather change that we had a few weeks ago, I guess, sparked that.
yeah.
But
And of course, getting a little bit shorter days, longer nights, but always good. We're still enjoying wonderful weather.
yes.
So September, okay, fine. We got to put our heads around that a little bit, going from that August to September cusp. Anything that you want to shout out about happening this week?
Yeah, we've got a couple of good things. We've done this in the past where we've gone, taken a residence on a trip to Fredericksburg for the dinner theater. Doing that again this week. That's going to be on the 31st, so we'll take a group of residents there. This time, their theme is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not.
It's pretty good, so it'll be interesting to see residents' reactions to it. Family dynamics and things like that of introducing someone to the family that may or may not be well received. So interesting to see the residents' takeaway on that. And then moving into September, I mean, we have all kinds of neat things planned, some unique things of trying to utilize the courtyards a little bit more. This was in the town hall report and in the connection. You should have all received that in your cubbies. Doing a fall social. So residents are encouraged to bring their favorite fall baked good and come to, we have 2 different days to choose from. So we're doing the Hampton and Yorktown together on one date at the end of September, and then the Newport. And then Cottage Folks, we haven't forgot about you guys. You can just pick a date. Whichever one works best for you, you bring your fall treat, and we just come together and socialize and hopefully enjoy that crisp weather.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I know something else that will be, it may not be in connections because we just really tossed it out there, but we're going to have a couple of neighborhood meetings. It was in the town hall report last week, and we'll get other flyers out reminding residents on a different reason to come together, back to business, as Bruce talks about the disposable product use and some policies and practices that was put in place through resident council, their support, and so that's another side, but a couple of things we'll soon get on your calendar.
And that's a great thing. I mean, I think the recycling committee is very happy that that's moving forward because it's been kind of in the talks for a while. So that'll be a good thing for sure.
So keep on. I'm going to go back to, because you started down the pathway and you touched it, but I'm going to touch it. I'm going to hold it up.
Yeah.
I hope residents are as proud of this as I am. I look at the front and I'm looking at the back cover, and just really under your tutelage, guidance, it's really become a fun little publication.
I've really enjoyed doing it, and Isaiah did this, we collectively worked on this together, but he's getting excited about it too. So hopefully you all enjoy the changes that we've made, having that calendar in the middle and just trying to make it fun, having the the neighborhood piece at the back too, just seeing what the other levels of care are doing as well is helpful, and they enjoy that they're a part of it as well.
Yeah, I just know I glanced through it, and I'm sure you've gotten a lot of praises, and it is a very, very nice piece and has so much. I mean, it's more than one sit down and read. I mean, you got to read this a couple
I
times,
know.
which is good.
There's so many fun things going on.
Yep, fantastic. So, anyways, accolades there.
Yeah.
So, last week, I remember one night I was walking out, I saw a female singer, Jamil.
Jennifer
Yeah,
Gamble?
that's it.
Yes.
Sorry, I did look at her name; it was on the sign.
Yeah.
But very pretty voice, and I think one resident had mentioned that they enjoyed her and heard her before, or whatever. So
Yeah, and she's actually a part of our doorway singers that come for.
I remember
Yeah.
So I think it was a
That's
birthday
unique.
bash. Birthday bash is when she came.
Yes.
So that was definitely one that I'd taken note of.
So it's awesome when we can utilize those groups again, but even when those artists are on their own, we can still have them come back, and it doesn't feel like it's repetitive
Yeah.
as far as having the same group. So.
And for her, I was, I think it's a very multi-talented person who can piano two hands and sing.
Oh, wow.
And she does. She was, just doing a very nice job with accompanying herself and singing.
Excellent.
Because
That's good.
I can't even play the piano, let alone sing. So
Yeah, I just I played clarinet for a bit in high school, but don't ask me to play it now.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
I can still taste the way the reeds, like those familiar things, but no idea how to play it.
yeah. I still pull my trumpet out like once in a blue
Okay.
moon. I played it twice here.
Yeah?
One time.
Don't tempt me now. I'll add you on the calendar.
No, but I did it in very specific reasons. One time, Nancy White was playing organ for the for the Easter service.
Okay.
And I always believe, on trumpet with the hymn, Christ the Lord is risen today. It's very melodic.
Yeah.
And then last year for the Day of Remembrance, I think I did taps.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not sure whether I'm up for it again, but you never know.
You
Who
never
else?
know.
I think Roger Furman may have a trumpet.
Interesting.
Somebody out there, I think, does.
Huh. Have to figure
So,
that out. Interesting.
yeah.
Got lots of musicians in the building. Very nice.
Bring them together for a crazy chaos band.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I've told you this before, but resident Buck Rogers, him and my husband, they like to play guitar together. We did that a few
Yeah.
Sundays ago. Came here and brought my husband, and they had a little jam session, so it's fun.
Neat.
Yeah.
Very neat. All right, so that's the music side. Any other highlights of the week?
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to the chess club. So they have been collectively, doing their thing for the last 2 years, friendly competition, and it's going pretty strong. So just wanted to do a shout out there. I like seeing these resident groups flourishing. We're really, Mr. Napier's getting the writing club together. We're really on a good kind of path here with residents just taking charge and feeling empowered to start these things.
Yeah. So I remember, I think Dave Litzinger helped with that chess club.
He
So
did,
again,
yes.
that's your shout out, Dave.
Yes.
So great to you. And I think I was visiting with a new resident recently who said, yes, I've even went out and tried playing chess. So,
Awesome.
so that's neat
That's
that even a new
great.
person quickly
Yeah.
jumping in. So resident clubs, resident-led events, engagement, wonderful.
I love to see it. And they get so excited about it. I just think it's awesome.
Cool.
Yes.
Very good.
Are we ready for Brain Teaser?
You're gonna do now, Brain. I know you started last week, so this is gonna be a weekly Candace feature.
Yes.
And how many people responded to you?
I had almost 20 people.
20 people
I mean,
to
I was
answer
just
your
getting
question.
so
Okay.
many voicemails, which I thought was really cool. A couple of people, well, most people got it right. I had a couple people who had good guesses.
Well, I didn't guess right. I didn't have a clue. I mean, I was
Really?
is what timepiece has the most moving
most
parts?
moving
I don't think.
parts.
Well, was it Big Ben with a lot of
That
stuff?
was a lot of answers.
You know,
I
so
got
it
that.
just has that and all this. But you tricked us.
Yeah, it was an hourglass, right? All of
Yeah.
those, the sand,
Each piece of sand
yeah.
is a piece of the time instrument.
But I
'Cause
did
see,
get-
I was first well, the fewest has to be a sundial. It has no moving parts.
Right.
So my head went there real quick. I was on the opposite extreme.
Right. But I did get Big Ben. That was a lot of answers.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good one. That's good. But it was thought-provoking. That was what I was hoping for. And just kind of seeing, okay, who's actually tuning in and watching the full segment? Because
Yeah.
we kind of do that towards somewhat of
Yeah.
the end.
So you have a brain teaser for this week, then?
I do. Before I do that, though, I almost forgot to mention one part. We're doing something new here on the Chesapeake Today show. We're going to do Life at the Chesapeake, interviewing some residents, just kind of wanting to hear life at the Chesapeake from your perspective. We touched on how it is for team members, how we view it as family, but as residents, how do you view it? What makes living here so special? So if you're interested in being, interviewed here, definitely give me a call at 1656 and we can get you on the schedule. But just trying to hear a little bit more about the perspective from the residents.
That's great. Well, and I think as you get more ideas generated and you get comfortable putting steps and pieces together, there's so many segments that can be part of this show. I think you have to anticipate putting a segment together of the arrival of the lobsters.
Oh yes, that would be awesome.
And what you have to look for is find out in advance which team member may not have been here last year, they're newer in the culinary, and they've never dealt with live lobsters before. You will get a squeamish reaction from them.
Can I be honest? I've never dealt with a live lobster either.
Really? Oh.
I'm definitely going to be there for lobster.
Well, I'll tell Bruce to get a nice one out for you.
Oh, no.
Remove the rubber bands around the claws.
And just have them.
Candace, this is a live one. What does it say when you drop it into the water?
Oh my
That's a brain teaser.
Right.
So that's a possibility.
Right.
And of course, I think they can show residents like how they prepped and for the meal, and that's good.
It's a lot of effort.
With that Lobster Fest, just speaking about that for a moment, last week in Town Hall was communicated the price, $4 lower than last year. Lower.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this unusual approach of Bruce really feeling comfortable with not just doing in our dining areas, but using Chesapeake Room and opening up to guests until it fills up. And the guests are more at market price, but even for a guest paying $36, that's a very reasonable price for such a meal.
Yeah, you can't beat that, honestly. And just the experience in general is fun.
And then between you and Bruce, we can either dust off our last year Lobster Fest shirts, or if we're getting new, so we have to have Lobster Fest shirts on. We put our bibs on, and I have to. I'm gonna have to get. I have an apron I can bring in, because then I gotta just keep with me. I really can do them well. Sometimes I'm good. I'll pull apart. Okay, and get the body out and the edge and then the claws, and then getting the tail and that piece of meat. And again, when I was helping, I think I made a count last year. I helped 26 people with lobsters. Is I get that tail out so it's beautifully presented, and then work a little bit harder on those claws, because it's from the arm up that you want to get that good meat out.
Oh my goodness!
And then so it's an event. And of course, then we have to keep Annette away because she's allergic to shellfish. Oh, it's like, we'd have to have an EpiPen Plus.
That's not the kind of excitement we want at this event.
So we tell Annette she's like a bar lady, period. You can pour wine, you can do something, but stay away from the shells.
Wow. And keeping with that lobster theme, I've been working with Michelle, our craft lady, and she's going to have special crafts that are centered around like a greeting card with a lobster on it or different things. We're really trying to keep those special touches as our theme throughout the month. So pulling it all together.
Yeah. And I keep on hearing a little bit of suggestions and rumors about what could be the next resident ball or resident dress up event. So I'm sure you and others will come up with something.
Oh yes, the wheels are turning for sure. Most definitely. Nice. Okay, are we officially ready for brain teaser now?
All right, go ahead and tease us.
Okay, so we already talked about last week, so here is this week's. What has cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and water but no fish? Okay, so call me, extension 1656, if you think you have the answer.
Repeat it one more time.
Okay, what has cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and water but no fish?
Okay. All right, I hope you're teased. So call your number, which again is
1656,
and submit your response. Yes. So that's good. Checks our viewership.
Exactly.
Good. Alrighty. So I think from this standpoint, we're going to wind down. I know we're looking ahead. Some of you will not see us again until after Labor Day, because on Labor Day, I know Chef Julian will have a nice cookout. So those things have been real nice. So enjoy that. great. I hate to call it end of the summer event because technically summer is still September
know.
20th, isn't it?
Yes. I need all the extra summer days I can have.
But that it will be a very nice Labor Day, so look forward to that.
Yes.
In the not near future, I think another special addition could be taking that strolling camera and let the residents see what's happening in the assisted living renovation.
I was going to say that earlier, yes.
As soon as the colors and a couple other things start popping up there, yes, we had the big hood delivered this past week, but seeing you and having that excitement, I know Jim Seeley had asked the question, hey David, if a friend or resident invites us to dine with them, can we go upstairs? And I think the answer is clearly going to be yes. What we'll probably do is make sure the assisted living residents get acclimated and really enjoy their dining room for the first few weeks. Then start to open it up, create an opportunity to do so. But I think it'll be delightful to say we have another restaurant that people like to enjoy on campus.
I'm excited. It's going to be really nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Well, does that do it for today?
I think so.
Everything you wanted? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got a little bit of facts and some other information. It was a lot last week with the town hall, so you're probably still reading that 15-page document. And then you got the Chesapeake Connection and more information. But never forget that all you have to do is call Candace, myself, Keith, Bruce. We're all here, and we are making available the org chart, which pictures and people that will help you to know who can I call with a question. You may get that from the concierge, or you'll also see, and I think we're finding a place for it on the app.
Perfect.
And Paula was working with all of you on that.
Okay.
So anyways, that's just reach out because we're here to serve you. We're here to communicate and have fun like we do here at Chesapeake Today.
Definitely.
Have a great week. Thanks
See
for
you
joining
next
us.
time.